1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Welcome to the final round for Tier 2, where we have a championship fight. Oh, this is not playing. Of two contenders. By popular request of the team principals, I have to do this in a very weird voice. But I'm looking forward to this race. Before we get into it, we are still getting the lobby sorted out, so we've still got a few things sorted out. But we are affiliated with Rogue Energy. You use Rogue Energy and go to the checkout and use code PHX. You get 10% off your order. Do I even have my game capture working? I don't. I promise I'm good at this. Oh, there we go. And in this corner, we have Alfa Romeo Webby.
Let's go!
And in the... you wanna just... And in the other corner, we have Aston Martin CALLMEPANOS.
Let's go.
Got any words for each other?
Just good
First
luck.
of all, yeah, good luck. May the best man win, and it will be an interesting race because it will rain in the end.
Indeed it will.
Definitely, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more from you two, come on.
No, we're zoned in, mate.
Yeah. Oh,
You're in the
we are
zone, you don't want to
completely
lose
focused.
focus.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this race will be a bit of a struggle for me, to be honest, because I haven't done much practice. I only did a couple of laps in time trial, and not sure how the setup will work in the race. So might be a bit of a struggle, but I'll try my best. Honestly, I do want this title a lot. You know, I've worked pretty hard for it as well. But now it is up to the final round. Me and Webby just 1 point separating the two of us, and hopefully we will have a nice battle on track as well.
Yeah, it should be good fun. I'll let you have some information, mate, for the race. You pretty much got to start on inters and then go straight to wets after the third lap.
Wait, will it rain that early?
I'm winding you up. I'm winding you up.
No, the weather is full drive qualifying, and then it's overcast, dynamic, and light rain at the end of the race.
Yeah, will be interesting because it might, in the end, it might just be the last couple of laps might just be for the inters, but I don't know. I don't know which strategy is the best. I haven't watched any streams for other tiers, neither have I driven the race with the same conditions, but it will be very interesting to see what, because strategy will play a massive play in the championship this race.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just who can make the best call, pretty much,
Cool, yeah.
and no spinning as well, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully
So
not.
yeah,
Keep Nadeem behind us.
yeah. Where's Nadeem actually? He's not.
Nadeem said
here
he'll
yet.
be a little bit late, but he will be racing.
Ah, okay, good. Well, I need a
Yeah,
Checo
Nadeem.
Perez moment, just like Abu
Minister of
Dhabi
Defense.
2021. Yeah,
No, it should be good fun.
definitely.
We're here to have fun, but obviously to compete against each other. So, yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, let the best man win. And
Yeah.
good luck to you, my friend.
Am
Yeah.
I suddenly back in 2021 listening to Red Bull and
Yeah,
Mercedes?
pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, I will let you guys get prepared for the race. We're now 2 minutes away. Hopefully we'll have enough people in the lobby. We can get racing.
No, thank you.
I look forward to having an
Yes.
interview with hopefully one of you. Or both of
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Hopefully.
Alright,
That's
I will
fine.
throw you guys over to your race rooms.
Cheers.
Yes.
Oh, where's Aston Martin gone? And that was Webby. Hello, Formula. That was Webby and Panos for this race. This is going to be very interesting. I have to be honest. I've been streaming with you guys. You know, the races for the past few weeks. Start of the season. If I have a look at the calendar, pardon me. We started the season with Saudi, and we went almost all around the world with a sprint race at Australia and a sprint race at Silverstone, and now it's come down to the final race at Mexico with just a 1 point difference. I never thought we'd get to a stage where we're gonna have a 1 point difference between our drivers on who's gonna win the championship and who's not. So I am certainly looking forward to this. But as you heard, that's their little chat amongst each other. Towards each other, sorry, pre-race interview, and hopefully we can have ourselves a post-race interview with both of them up on the podium. Of course, though, it can come down to a tie. Now, that is a possibility, and with that being a possibility, this is how a tie will be decided. We are basing it similar to that of real life. The driver with the most wins, or the most second places and the third places, in that respective order, will take the title. Even if Webby was the first one to be at the top and they match each other, it will still come down to the number of podiums. So, and I don't know off the top of my head who has more, but I know it's definitely quite close between the two of them. Realistically, the only way for them to get to that difference of a tie is if Webby finishes in 10th and Panos is in 9th and no fastest lap point. That is the only way that we will have a tie realistically, and that's not going to happen. Let's be honest, these two drivers have been fighting constantly throughout the season, and they are at each other's necks in terms of pace. They are so quick and challenged by one another. It is intense. You can probably hear the ticking in the background that we are getting into qualifying now. Looking at it, it is quite close between the two. Webby with quite a few good rounds, but we'll have to see now going into the last race. Can Webby top it off and win the championship? Let's have a look. We are going into qualifying now, so let's switch over to there now. We do have a few reserves in for the race today. We do have, unfortunately, a few people unable to attend. So they, yeah. Hello, Beb. I am not too bad. How are you? I'm more than not too bad. I am excited as we wait for 10 seconds now. I was hoping qualifying would have started already. Hi, Mav. Welcome. Oh, wonderful. There we go.
How are we?
I am excited.
Yes, this is gonna be sweet.
They were far too polite than what I was expecting for
Were they?
pre-race
No.
interview.
No trash talk? What even
No,
is
they
this?
were far too polite.
My
We've brought them
goodness.
up too nice.
We have. That is exactly what it is. You know, we've given them far too much.
Oh,
leeway.
and why is Ollie in a car?
Yeah, yeah, because he's a meme lord.
Ah, hold on. There we go. Bebs wants a hello from you.
Hi, Beb! Are you
I
watching,
was-
sir? You
I was
ready
just
for
explaining.
some racing tonight?
In the unlikely circumstances we have a tie, we will follow the same rules as though they do in real life. So the
Okay.
driver with the most number of first places
Yes.
will take the lead. If they tie, then we look at second places. If they tie, third
Yes.
place. If they tie, well, we'll have to, who's the tallest? No, I'm sure there's something else. I don't know what it is after that.
Yeah, it just goes right the way down. Yeah, then we'd probably look at sprints after that, and then number of fastest laps. You know, it's highly unlikely, that it will go down past really the kind of podium level. You'd have to have a very weird season, for it to be equal that far down. But yeah, there are very strict ways of how you break ties. But again, it would be very strange. The only way they'd really end up in a tie is if one DNFs and the other
Or
gets
9th
P10.
and 10th.
Or 9th and 10th. Yeah.
Joe, please explain. Sorry, go
Cool.
on.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, Joe, could you please explain what you mean? I never said I had anything to do with Webby's childhood. I just said I've been here watching them race over the course of the season. That's got nothing to do with their childhood. Anyways, good Sir Maverick, would you like to take us on an onboard with the current championship leader, Z_Webby?
Yeah, so let's go on board here. About to start a lap. So we come around the final corner, try and get the best drive we can onto this massive straight. The air pressure here is quite a lot lower, so the wings don't work as well, but that means you can get quite a high top speed all the way down here. We are going to hit over 330 kilometers per hour as we brake for turn 1. Flick the car right, avoid the sausage on the inside, flick the car left and right again through turn 3. Use all the track on the exit, and then we are going to go down this second DRS straight. Brake around 100 meters for turn 4. Avoid the sausage again on the inside, and then a very tight turn 5 before we come down then into this mini stadium section, this double apex for 6 and 7. Then we're going to get into these lovely sweepers. Little touch of the grass there on the inside, but that's fine. You can do that and get away with it. And then we're going to sweep through onto the back straight. Activate the DRS again before we brake, and then find ourselves into the proper stadium section, past the podium on the right hand side, hairpin left corner. Then we go around underneath the stadium, absolutely lovely section of the track, through the final corner, par our way to the line, careful on the throttles, take as little track as we can, and it's a 16-7 from our current championship leader. His teammate then.
We also have Panos out on a hot lap going through the second sector.
Yeah, so let's see what Panos can do. I'm out of breath after taking us around for that. Nazar popping it in a 16-8. What can Panos do? Ooh, Panos getting a little bit of oversteer on his lap. Didn't hurt him too much.
And fastest by 7/10. Panos with an incredible lap. Certainly a fight to look out for now. Where we're likely on an in lap. We've got 3 drivers in the 16s right now, 2 drivers in the 17s. The rest in 18s and 19 for our men.
Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, that's 16-0. That's quite the lap there from Panos.
And with it, if he didn't have that moment, that was easily would have been a sub 16.
For sure. This man then, he's on fire.
Certainly is. As we go with Anatoly. I don't know the corners as well as Mav, but I can certainly do my best. Anatoly now for a hot lap, offsetting a banker lap of 132.5. I wish I did that, to be honest, instead of pushing every lap.
Yes, it is a good idea to always pop in a little banker before you go absolutely full.
Keep his car well clear of the sausage curves, but still attacking that apex, trying to get as much time. As far as I was aware, I thought you could practically mount those curves without losing your car. I thought Mexico was that kind of track where you could just essentially cut the corner on that sausage curve.
You probably can IRL, but yeah, F122 is just far too sensitive to it.
As Armin retires at the end of Sector 2. I think he
Oh.
might have had a bit of a moment.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it looks
now
like
he is
he has.
out of
Ooh!
qualifying, and so goes Anatoly into the second sector as
Anatoly.
well, keeping it out of the wall though.
Oh my days.
What else do we have? We got ourselves Fushy Wushy, reserve for Ferrari. I believe currently, is he on a hot lap? Looks like it. Oh, he's not using his ERS, so potentially a banker lap is my assumption here. Now, what I'm curious to know is how is Webby going to top this? We've seen it. I saw it Kota last week. Webby and its over 9000 working absolutely amazing with the team orders. It's over 9000 and Webby working together to give each other a tow for each of their hot laps. Unfortunately for 9000 that time round, he had a bit of a snap of oversteer into the third sector and lost all of that time, but it certainly did help give Webby a very good chance at winning the race. After all, he did manage to take the lead into turn 1, so it certainly did the trick. But we'll have to see. Perhaps we'll have some more team orders here. This is Mexico with that very long straight, that very long pit straight. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did have team orders.
Panos is messaging me here. Okay, let's see. Nope. I'm host, aren't I? Yeah. Do you mind messaging thingy Panos
Sorry.
and let him know? No, Mitzi is a different person.
Oh, this Mitzi.
Mm-hmm. Mitzi with a Y used to be a tier 1 driver, but they got banned. This Mitzi is a different person, and they don't have a seat. If it was the tier 1 Mitzi, I would be expecting a 15 lap out of them.
Yeah.
They could have very easily won tier 1 if they decided to show up. But anyway.
Nadim here. Nadim also with a 16, 7, 8, 9. So now top 4 front front row and the second row, all in the 16s.
I wonder, is Nadim going to be able to help his teammate out? Does Panos need help?
I mean, with that that qualifying lap, I don't think so. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We've got It's Over 9000 out. Let's see. I think he's starting a hot lap now.
But as we saw yesterday, pace is not everything. To finish.
In fact, we got both alphas
finish
out.
first. First, you must finish.
It's Over 9000 is going for a hot lap. Oh no. No, he's invalidated. I think we could see team orders here, because It's Over 9000 is about 2 corners or 1 corner ahead of his teammate, championship leader Webby.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're going to work on the draft here. Yeah.
This is what we like to see, as Panos is now going through the stadium section to start his second hot lap. Not that he needs to improve. 7/10 clear of his rival right now. Crossing the line now to start his hot lap, second hot lap of the session. As the Alfa Romeo brothers get through the stadium section as we speak. Panos now looking to keep it quite clean in the first sector. It almost looked like he mounted one of those sausage curbs. Fortunately, his car was stable enough and not, spin.
That was very close to those alphas crashing there, but a brilliant draft. Ooh. I may have made a grave error and ordered a very hot curry on commentary night.
Well done.
Dear me.
Oh, we got a yellow flag
Purple
for
sector
Panos.
1. Oh.
Panos, I think maybe just leaving his lap. Webby now with a purple first sector. That toe has helped him brilliantly so
has.
far. Panos has definitely had a bit of a spin. He's lost 10 seconds, I believe.
Then what can Webby do in this middle sector?
Webby up by 2/10. Webby with a
Oh,
purple middle sector.
4/10.
Panos crossing the line now to start a third hot lap, I believe. And now as we see Webby coming through the stadium section into the final corner. To the line.
Oh! It's not enough.
It is one
Not
hell of
enough.
an improvement,
It
but
is.
not close. I mean, it's close, but not close enough to take pole position. Panos already setting a purple first sector with no help at all.
Oh my days.
I think we might have ourselves a 1:15 lap time here. As Panos, oh, he was right on the line for invalidating there. Going into the S's now. Keeping very good control of his car. Where we've seen many in Tier 4 and Tier 3 this weekend so far. Losing traction through those S's now into the stadium section.
2/10
Beautiful
improvement.
camera angle. Towards the final corner. And past the pits, Panos will cross the line. And that will be a 1:15.7! What an improvement!
Wow. What a lap.
That was insane!
That was an absolute privilege to watch.
What a lap, and he didn't even need his teammate. He had that all to himself.
Yeah. Just cool, calm, and collected. Smash that in.
Nadim now heading into the pits. Let's have a look. Lewis now warming up his tyres. Perhaps Spicy Maverick, once Lewis gets to the line to start his hot laps, you want to take us for an onboard with your driver for Tier 2?
I've already done an onboard.
Well, you could do it again with your driver.
I could do another onboard with Lewis. Let's see. I'm going to take a
You could do the
mouthful of
onboards
chips.
because you know the corners and the braking zones. I don't. I know the spinning corners.
Oh!
As I say
just
that.
as you say that, Lewis decides to warm his tires. They'll be as warm as my curry now. No? Okay.
No. Who do we have ahead of there? I think
No
that's that's
gadget.
Fushy Wushy going through the stadium section now, waiting for a gap ahead of him. Letting it's over 9,000 go through. Hopefully going for a hot lap now, we'll see. He's looking, he's going for a hot lap. Fushy Wushy reserving in for Ferrari. Oh, he's weaving on the straight. I guess he's not going for a hot lap. Ah, I got all hyped up for that.
Let's see what Lewis can do then. He's going to be the next one. Starting this hot lap. If he can get a 10th, he could get himself onto that kind of podium area. Let's see what he can do.
Whoa. Wishy wishy on the side of the road there. Lewis cutting it very close to try and get as much of an advantage as he possibly can. Fortunately, though, his quick reaction saved him from perhaps turning a moment too late. 1 minute 50, and now we've got Panos, Webby, and Nadim coming out the pits now as well.
Oh my goodness.
Lewis having a moment through the S's, unfortunately invalidating his lap now. He is close enough to start another hot lap, but it doesn't look as though he's got enough.
Yeah.
No, he's got 46 ERS. Which don't think will be enough, unfortunately.
No, it takes more than 50%. For a hot
We
lap
might
around here.
have team orders from Aston Martin.
Oh,
I
this
think-
is going to be interesting.
I think Panos might be out to help improve his teammate to get ahead.
See, this could be interesting. Panos may be then trying to get Nadim ahead of Webby so that Nadim can help him. That's interesting tactics.
Very interesting. Now to the third sector. I don't think Panos needs to really put in another lap. I think this is just purely to help Nadim. I mean, he's a whole, what is that, 7/10 clear of Webby. Unless Webby can put in the perfect lap. This is for Nadim.
Yeah, he's giving him the toe here.
There it is. Beautiful team orders by Aston Martin from their tier 2 driver to his team principal, giving him a tow down the main straight. And there goes Panos out of the way, releasing Nadim for his hot lap as now Lobster retires from the session. Going through this S's, in fact, Lobster has lost it. Nadim now into the second sector. He has improved by 1/100th so far. Hopefully he can find the time later in the lap. Webby's also on a hot lap ahead, going through the middle sector. Through the S's, keeping it quite tidy. Purple middle sector for Webby, currently slower than his previous time according to the game. And Nadim has invalidated his lap.
Oh, so Nadim's not going to improve.
So it's now down to Webby. Can he improve in this final sector? Or will it be second place for the Alpha driver? And across the line, it will be second place, but still an incredible improvement. But Panos, I'm speechless for that lap. That is insane.
Incredible. That is just absolutely brilliant. That is the fastest lap we have seen all weekend so far. Tier 1 obviously still yet to go, but oh my days.
Can you please reiterate to the chat what you're eating? Because Rebellis is curious.
Oh, yeah, it is chicken jalfrezi, with pillow rice and some chips and naan bread. Are you jealous?
I love what Hen's put in there. I suffer from a serious condition known as skill issue. Don't we all?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Panos
certainly doesn't suffer from skill issues.
That would have been a brilliant lap time, Nazar. That's really unfortunate, mate. Got a lot more drivers in the 116s than I expected.
Yeah. Top 6 on those 116 or less, so good stuff from those guys.
I think in the couple names that definitely caught my eye was Anatoly, Nazar, and Lewis. I know they're quick drivers, but I honestly didn't expect them to get into 116s. I mean, I'm terrible at the game, so I'm surprised that anyone could get in there. But still, it is impressive by them all. Oh, I took the wrong button. There we go. Oh, and there we go. Ollie at the back of the grid. In that Mercedes. Team principal accidentally thrown into the game because EA is amazing at what they do and just decided to throw a spectator into a car. Now, we get to wait for the exciting part, which is the race. Now, I did say this at the start, I will reiterate it once more. This is not just a standard dry Mexico race. This is a spicy Mexican race where we are going from overcast to dynamic to light rain. So drivers are almost guaranteed to finish the race on inters, which means there is a certain point at the race where the fastest lap will be set in stone. And if Webby or Panos has it, that could be the difference between winning the championship or tying it.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if it came down to that far? Oh, my goodness. That would be spicy.
Now we get to enjoy the eerie silence with T-posing engineers.
Yeah. Would you like some ASMR, me eating curry?
No, I've got music on.
Nom. Okay.
We're not an ASMR channel. We can make one if you
Are we
want.
not?
Phoenix ASMR, just for you.
Vote in the channel.
You can have a watch along. We watch the race on the main channel, and on the second channel is you with the ASMR trying to describe the gears.
Yeah.
All you hear is from Maverick.
Oh, you mean car sounds? Yeah.
Yeah.
ASMR car sounds.
Right, now, okay. Now, this is something that I'm quite surprised with. Because in Tier 3, we never had this. Then again, also, we don't have the weather prediction. These drivers will be able to see when the weather is due to come in, but we can't see that, unfortunately. All we see is we have one driver, ignoring Ollie, because the game is terrible and decide to throw him in a car. One driver on the softs, and it's almost a... is that a 50-50 split?
That is.
That is a perfect... No.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's 6.
It's not perfect.
6 on the medium, 7 on the hard compound tires.
Yeah, 5 to 7. Yeah.
And 1 on the softs
7.
for this race. I am surprised.
Woo. This is going to be incredible. Webby, Nadim, and Lewis are going to get a beautiful launch at the start. Panos will struggle.
And important to note, it was found during tier 5, 4, and 3 that the hard compound tires are horrible on this track.
Yeah.
So a very interesting choice for Panos.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone can make it work, it's Panos, let's be honest. He's insane. But Webby, I've been in a few sessions with Webby when they've been practicing, and they know their strategies. I'm not going to reveal it. I'm not. That is not my place to say it. But I will just say, they have been practicing like mad for this race, and I completely understand. I mean, Webby's championship is on the line, but it is very interesting. I'm curious to know why, though. Ah, beautiful Webby. He promised me some donuts, and he has done that beautifully. Thank you, Webby. He's a gem, honestly. But I have to say, I'm quite surprised to see that his teammate, It's Over 9000, down in 10th place, has decided to start on those soft compound tires, whilst the rest of the grid have gone for the hards or the mediums.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting at the start here.
Hopefully be able to grab enough positions to capitalize on that. Do you want to take us for the first lap?
Oh, I've just taken a big mouthful, but yes.
Good luck.
5 red lights, and away we go. Question mark. Here we go. What is the start looking like? A Red Bull at the back there's got a massive... Lewis has got a massive launch. Lewis is going to lead into turn 1. Webby, unfortunately, has something's went wrong there. He hasn't had quite a good launch as he would like. Panos is going to be side by side with Lewis, though. But Lewis leads through turn 1 onto the back straight. Panos falls down to P2. Nazar up to P3. Brilliant launch from the Red Bull. Webby is just falling down the grid.
Webby's left.
Webby's left the session. No. Hopefully he can get back in. We really don't want this championship fight to end like this.
But to a surprise, Lewis leads the race, and Nazar's find himself up into 3rd place.
Lewis absolutely nailed that launch off the start. It was an absolutely beautiful launch. Almost Just J-like launches, if you remember them. Webby has joined back. Excellent. So he will regain position on, in P6 there. And interestingly, I thought the medium runners would get the best start. You know, barring Lewis, Panos, Nazar, Anatoly, have all got brilliant starts, and our medium runners, Webby, Fushi, Armin, and Lobster, unfortunately not getting great starts. Now Lewis will be under pressure from Panos here as those hard tires get up to temperature. Oh no! And suffocating retires, and that will go on his record as a DNF.
How
Unfortunately,
dare he?
I know. Absolutely terrible.
Now, whilst we get through this, it's over 9,000 now getting past Fushy Wushy. Those soft compound tires, unfortunately, in this first lap, hasn't worked beautifully in his favour, as I think we have that, and we have a ghosted car. I think Webby is still ghosted, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like Webby's crashed again, as in the game's crashed. Unfortunately.
Gotta love
Panos.
EA. Webby's back in the building. And 9,000 now up into 8th place, fighting with Armin. And well before the braking zone has managed to secure himself 7th place now. Miz the first driver to fall victim to track limits. Armin with the switch back into the final corner. He's got the inside line. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. It's over 9,000 and Fushy Wushy through Armin, losing 2 positions there.
This is quite the battle here for P7.
Indeed it is, and
cars
Armin has got the pace. He's going for an inside move. Braking
He pulls it
into
off.
the corner. Plenty of space left by either driver. Now Armin recovering from the 2 positions lost and now gaining 2 positions in just 2 corners.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant racing.
Oh my god, they've crashed! Armin and it's over 9,000 have collided.
Just as I say, brilliant racing from this crowd. Oh no.
Ended the race for the 2 of them.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for those guys. I didn't even get to see what happened there. Did you see what happened?
I saw it, but
my camera angle wasn't great, so
it wasn't great. But here we got Panos now under pressure from his teammate with those mediums.
Yeah,
Webby climbing the positions back up again. Glad to see he's back racing.
Are they going to do team orders here, or is Nadim going to hold off? I mean, he's setting fastest laps.
I mean, Panos is pushing. He's going for an inside move on Lewis. He's taken the lead of the race well before the braking zone. Is Lewis going to lose 2 positions here? He is! That is Aston Martin positions 1 and 2 now. And Lewis is down into 3rd place. That was a brilliant start for Lewis, but unfortunately...
That was awesome. Yeah.
The Aston Martins had a brilliant tow. A brilliant DRS straight. And have taken the position from him.
Yeah, Nadim really taking advantage of where Lewis's car was placed there and following his teammate through. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see now, what does Nadim do? Does he push his teammate? Does he just act as a rear guard? Let's see.
Panos now setting a purple middle sector. I think they're both pushing now. Nadim, the Minister of Defense that Panos has called for, is in a prime position, just waiting for his championship rival, Webby, to climb the ranks and fight.
Yeah, exactly. They're really going to want to start pushing away now, and break the DRS to the McLaren and Red Bull behind. They've got a little bit of space to Anatoly and P5.
Webby now 0.3 behind. He's got DRS and Fushy Wushy ahead of him. He's got the move. And now Webby up into 6th place. Those mediums are really working for him. As now Nadim takes the lead of the race. Lewis is fighting for 2nd place. And he has it now. Panos has lost 2 positions.
Did Panos make a mistake? Oh. That's really interesting. Or did Nadim attacking Panos cause him to lose an extra position? Maybe these guys aren't under orders and they're just going absolutely flat out to the end here.
I mean, all Panos has to do is outscore Webby by 2 points.
Yeah.
So, understandably so, I think the Aston Martins would be free to fight to an extent where they don't push boundaries and possibly hit into each other.
Yeah, of course. And really, ideally, Nadim wants to get out in front. But at the same time, he may have caused his teammate to lose an extra position there. if you'd played it smart and pushed away from Lewis and broke the DRS, then you could use team orders later. But yeah, it promotes Lewis up to P2 for now. Panos is going to attack him again here. He's not going to quite make it. But he's going to put the pressure on the McLaren here. Nazar is in that fight too. He wants to get interested as well.
He's alongside Panos.
Panos is going to do it.
Into
So
the
he is
braking
through.
zone. We have a green 1-2 all over again.
Yes, indeed. And now the question is it going to stay like that? Or is Panos going to try and get back on his teammate?
To see, we got Nazar closing in as well. This battle
What?
for third place. Nazar on the hard compound tires now 0.3 seconds behind Lewis. He will have DRS here. But will he be close enough, though, to try and make a move? I don't think he will be, but he certainly will have the pace coming down that final straight. Hello, Amethyst Racing. And now Nazar, he will have the DRS. I don't think Lewis... No, Lewis was not close enough to Panos. Lewis cannot defend the Red Bull. And now Nazar up into the podium positions.
He's just a sitting duck there.
Very unfortunate for Lewis indeed, yeah.
Yeah, so the question is now, can he use those medium tires to stay close to the Red Bull, and pull himself along? I think that's really, at the moment, all Lewis can do, really. The pace is maybe starting to switch over now. The medium certainly can go, a lot longer than this, but it's going to get more and more difficult now to extract the pace out of the mediums.
Quick look at the position changes. We've got Hen up 3 positions. And we've got the other teammate Red Bull Miz and C-Tac up 2 places, up into 10th and 11th respectively. Nazar up into P3 and Nadim up into P1. I mean, a brilliant start for Nadim, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, here we go. This is a beautiful angle.
Give me helicam all the time.
I just wish we had the ACC selection.
Yep. That would just be absolutely goat tier.
Indeed it was. We've actually... Oh, no. I thought we had a fight at the back, but unfortunately it's over 9,000. Found himself spinning through the S's and now into the wall again.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Alpha Man. Hopefully he can keep going anyway, because it's certainly not over. There's still points on the table if he can make up a few positions.
And to note as well, with Webby back, Webby just 2 laps ago was 5.5 seconds back from Anatoly ahead of him. Now Webby's 4 seconds back. So in 2 laps, he's gained about 1.5 seconds on those medium tyres. And if I remember correctly, I think Anatoly is on the hards. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. I don't think it's quick enough, though.
We're in that crossover.
Webby needs to be, Webby needs to be making a lot more progress at this stage, and really use up those mediums. It's going to be tough to say. Well, Webby is basically he's got a lot of work to do now.
Oh, Panos still all over the gearbox. I mean, on my screen, it looks very cloudy right now. I have had to turn down the graphics because last couple races where we've had dry to wet, I think Silverstone was the last instance where this happened. My game said no when the rain started to crash down.
Oh,
so
no.
Hopefully I've changed my graphic settings to the right options and we won't have that issue. We'll be able to watch some clean racing into the transition period for the new weather. Now Webby 3.5 seconds behind Anatoly. Still a 3-way fight for first place. Nadim with the current tyre advantage. I believe it's what 12 laps. Would you say 12 to 15 laps for the
Um,
mediums to completely fall off a cliff?
Yeah, I would say 12 to 15 is probably within the window. You could take the maximum 16. So we're about halfway through that at the moment. But those mediums have certainly got to start feeling not so hot just right now.
Nadim now, he is under pressure from two drivers, his teammate and Nazar in the Red Bull, both with DRS, both streaming past him. Nadim now down into third place, and Panos managing to defend quite brilliantly on the inside line there for the first couple of corners, and now has the lead of the race. Nadim as well now with a 3-second time penalty. Now this could be a horrible, could go horribly, sorry, in favour of Alfa Romeo. Because if that 3-second time penalty, Webby could gain a position if he's within the right gap, as it's over 9,000, unfortunately, retiring in the pits. It's, I mean, it's Mexico. I don't like the track. I completely understand the frustration of this track.
Yeah, I don't think even if Webby's in that range, it's going to be enough. Panos is just too many positions ahead. Webby really right now needs to be finishing ahead of Panos. That's all he can do. But
Right, so my
now,
game just froze, so
Panos
I'm
is control.
guessing we have a weather change now. I have the
We do!
superpower of a game freezing.
We do. I think that's it. I think it's. I can see it. It's raining.
It's raining on lap 11.
So everyone that has the mediums absolutely called it. Lap 11. It's
This is
so
amazing.
much earlier.
Anatoly already in the pits. I think it might be a bit too early though.
Gain massively from this. I don't know. I think he might have.
Hey, that's perfect. Demea Jug with 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Red Bull going for a double stack.
Oh my days! Anatoly Fushy Wishy Hand, Mayor Jug, Mitzi, Pulse, all in the pits for intermediates. That switched over so quickly.
I'm so glad my game froze there because we were able to recognize that.
Yeah. We might have missed that. Oh my goodness. And unfortunately, Webby missed out on being able to hit, and actually he's lost out a lot of time, I think. While struggling in these conditions. Oh, Panos is really struggling to get the power down as well. Oh, they're all really struggling. But they're all going to dive into the pits now.
But see now, Nadim is in a tricky spot. Nadim's going to lose a lot of positions here.
Nadim's really going to hurt from this.
Webby is struggling so much he can't get it. He can't get the power on through the... Oh no.
Oh, Webby has lost so much time as a result of that, unfortunately. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Lewis then does make the pass on Nadim. And now we're all on the same tires, and we have no DRS.
So now down to driver skill. Now I'm curious, how many drivers do you think went for a wet setup instead of a dry setup for the race?
Yeah, I would say probably quite few. So this is going to be quite the struggle. I did see a couple of drivers that had a lot of top speed on the straight. They're really going to hurt now. Wow, this is the earliest we've seen the race come.
Nadim's lost a lot less time than I expected him to lose from that double stack.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad. I wondered, did he back off a little bit on entry into the pits?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh! He's lost a lot of time there, though. Correcting a bit of a slide. And unfortunately, one of the drivers that has lost the most in that is Webby. Webby down to P9 in this transition phase. And oh, it looks like he really doesn't like these conditions. That car not handling very well at all, as he's going to lose another position.
I think Nadim's had another bit of a moment. He's now under pressure from Anatoly behind him, pitting
Ooh.
perfectly for when the rain came in.
Oh, Anatoly absolutely called that. And he might get himself into P4 here then as a result.
Wait a minute, Nadim's got no front wing!
Oh no! Yeah,
I've
he's
only
made
just
contact with
noticed
the
this
wall.
now!
Yeah.
What has happened to
Oh.
the other Aston Martin driver?
He's made contact with the wall.
And he's somehow
Finally.
managing to maintain his position at the moment, which is quite impressive. Now going
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
S's. Or, well, now going through the S's. Anatoly now all over the gearbox of Nadim with no front wing. Around 20 seconds is a pit stop here, so Nadim will find himself quite a ways down as my phone alarm now decides to go off in the middle of the race. Thank you.
Yeah, could he even potentially lose position to Lobster here, I wonder? He's gonna drop considerably. He's not gonna pit. He's not pitting! He has to pit. There's no way you can continue. Unless it's a graphical glitch.
Unless? I don't think so. It can't be a graphical glitch. I've
surely
never
not.
seen a graphical glitch such as that.
No, neither have I. Yeah. But in all fairness, Anatoly is not really catching him now. And it doesn't look like it's understeering that badly. He's losing lots of time to lose, though. I don't really understand it.
Perhaps he's sticking out just on the no front wing. Maybe he's got the pace to be able to manage it. Somehow. I have to say, if he is managing that's impressive. With no front wing.
He shouldn't be able to, but Anatoly has dropped outside 1 second. So, yeah, something strange going on here anyway. Not quite sure. It's given Lewis a lot of breathing space either way. Oh, here we go. No, I think he does have the wing damage. Anatoly just closed right up under the high speeds. How he's not gone.
I think the Minister of Defence
on.
is just gonna stick out and deal with it. Not that he has to, unfortunately, as Webby finds himself still in 10th place, now 1.5 seconds back from Miz. I think, if anything, Nadim's sticking out just to try and maintain as many points, or defend as many points as possible.
Yeah.
I can already hear the screams and the cries from the Alfa Romeo team principals.
Yeah,
I completely understand their pain.
Yep.
And I'm sure Nadim is absolutely staying quiet, but cheering through this treacherous time of racing without a front wing for his driver up into pole position, into first place, sorry. Whilst I do love a bit of rain racing, unfortunately, there's so many time gaps between everyone on the grid today that it's very difficult to catch up now. I mean, in the one circumstance where Nadim has no front wing, that's the only fight we've got now.
Yeah, wet weather generally tends to increase those skill gaps. So, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. The way it did work out here today, as Jug boxing. I wonder, is that for wing damage?
Nope, retiring from the
Oh.
session.
Retiring from the session. He was up there in P8, ready to get points, but deciding to retire from the session. So interesting.
All but one driver
But
now will receive a point at the end of this race.
yes, indeed. Come on, Lobster, my man. Keep going. In fact, if Nadeem doesn't decide to box sometime soon, he could lose too much time. Whenever the rest of the grid does decide to overtake him, but he should be seconds a lap slower. This makes no sense.
Indeed, big W for Nadim for somehow managing to keep his position.
Yep.
With,
I mean,
I still don't
earlier,
understand.
yeah, earlier in the game cycle, it definitely was relatively easy to keep the same pace with like yellow wing damage. But the amount of pace lost was increased, so and he's got no problem. That makes no sense. But again, Anatoly's losing time to him here.
Back to the front of the grid though, Naza still 1.4 seconds behind. He is slowly
Yeah,
chipping away.
he is. He's hanging in there. He's not letting Panos get comfortable. And if Nazar can keep this pace up, he might be able to force Panos into an error. I don't think he's got the pace to just outright beat him. But if he can just stay close, a time penalty could decide this.
Sorry for that ringing on stream. I forgot I had an application open and I got a phone call.
Oh no. So I wonder. The question now, I suppose, is, who, if anyone, can take these intermediates to the end? It's not something we really considered at the start here. It was really, who can take their tires to the rain, put on the inters, and then go to the end. But will these tires last to the end? We've still got 16 laps to go, and we've already had 6 or 7 laps put on these intermediate tires. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how far these guys can go on these. Is anyone else going to have to box again?
Do we even know how long it takes for intermediates to drop off?
Not at the moment, not off the top of my head. So, and really, I think it's less about the pace dropping off and more about the puncture risk. If you, even if you're a little bit slower, but your tires don't puncture, I think you'll be able to keep someone behind. But if your tires are going to puncture, you need to box. Because if you risk it, you're just going to drop so many positions. So we've got 16 laps really to find out, how far these tires are going to go. And you know what? Nadine might actually be the one that struggles the most because he's got to be scrubbing the life out of those tires. Almost quite literally.
I have to say, we're definitely in that interesting stage of the race where nothing happens because we have to wait for something exciting to happen. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
this is where rain races can be quite frustrating. But I think if we had wet to dry races, then it gets real interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because then the grid is mixed up at the start, and then you've got the dry race. But also, indeed, it can be interesting as well. I mean, Tier 3 was certainly very entertaining. But
What, calling me Mazepin? Was that entertaining?
yes, that was very entertaining. I really
How
enjoyed that.
could you?
But I mean, this is racing.
Okay, Massey.
Sometimes we it ends up where you have little boring spells, but still we've had some great stories being told today. Lewis making an absolutely brilliant start and managing his race well, not making too many mistakes, and now he's in prime position to try and score a podium here. Um, and Mitzi coming in here and potentially scoring some tier 2 points on their debut. So let's see. It's still a lot to play for here.
Pushy Wishy seems to be properly set in the groove now with those intermediates. Now
Yes,
within
indeed.
6/10 consistently behind Anatoly, who once was fighting Nadim for the position.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Anatoly keeps catching up in this high speed section, but through the low speed stuff, the team somehow just seems able to be able to stay ahead, and hold on to that P4. It won't be P4 at the end of the race because of that 3-second time penalty, but he's still doing a very interesting job, and potentially he's actually really helping Webby, to catch up to this pack and maybe gain some positions. So yeah, Nadim actually could be helping out his rival. As now the Red Bull from Mitzi then has caught up to this pack, so now we've got 3 cars that are going to battle behind the stricken car of Nadim. Can anyone make their way through and attempt to pass here? Mitzi does. Getting past Fushy Wishy then. Oh, yellow flag. That is Nadim. Nadim then making a mistake there. Losing traction. I wonder as he cooked those tires.
I think this
Probably
might
overheat.
be the time to box.
Yeah. Potentially overheating those tires as a result. of having no downforce, so he's just had to push the car harder. So yeah, I think you're right. It's time now to come in and pit. But that promotes Anatoly then up to P4.
And
Mitzi could be
Webby up into
challenging for that
P7.
though. Yeah, Webby up to P7 as well.
Oh, Nadim just to... Oh, okay, he's retired.
Yeah, so Nadim then choosing to retire from that race. That then does mean that it's the rest of the drivers finish the guaranteed points today. So as long as they keep pushing on, everyone can get points. Anatoly
Still great
holding on to
teamwork for
P4 now.
Nadim. Whilst he
Yeah,
may not be scoring points anymore, he certainly has helped build up a gap. And now,
yeah,
for any reason Webby does manage to get to 5th place, he still has then 29 seconds to catch up before even contending for 2nd place.
yeah. I think barring a mistake from Panos here, he's got this under control. He's got Nazar right there behind him. Keeping him, keeping the pressure on. But I think Panos has got enough in the pocket as Mitzi tries a move down the inside into the stadium section. Not going to happen there, but they're going to be side by side through the next corner. Hopefully they don't make contact. A little boop. That's okay. A little bit of tire rubbing. And the Red Bull man does make his way through then. And Fushi could potentially take advantage here as well. Anatoly is in the slipstream. And so Fushi's not going to get through on this occasion.
Now, the only information I have for you on the pit stop is in the dry you can lose 21 to 22 seconds for a pit stop.
Yes.
But that's in the dry. In the wets, you're probably
Right.
looking at, I'd say, 25, maybe 26 at a stretch. Webby now coming very close to this fight between Fushiwishi and Anatoly.
Yeah. Oh,
And
and
Webby's
just as
disconnected.
we say that, unfortunately, yeah, Webby leaving the session.
I really hope, now this is me being very hopeful, but EA can fix their games. We don't have this kind of problem.
Yep. The amount of pain it's caused is just unbelievable. Yeah, it's disappointing, but well, we can hope. And yeah, talking about hope, Nazar, almost within 1 second of Panos there. $11 laps to go in this race. We've got 13 and 14 laps on these intermediate tires. We might see some pit stops soon if these tires are not going to make it to the end. Or if it's low enough wear, we might see some drivers risking it. Keep an eye on the pit lane. Nazar is much closer now. Panos maybe not quite having everything under control here. Either that or Nazar has dumped all of his ERS to try and get close to the Aston man.
Shanae, yeah, Webby's disconnected, I think, 3 or 4 times down this race.
Yeah.
At the start of the race, it lost him, I think, about 5, maybe 6 positions, basically right
Yeah,
off the line.
it
So
did,
he's been
unfortunately.
he's been racing this entire session on his back foot. Honestly, it's not gone his way at all.
Yeah, he has, unfortunately.
I'll definitely
you
encourage
know,
him to write a report towards EA because
yes, most definitely. And that will most definitely be 3 billion penalty marks.
That's being generous. I would have said 5 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this helicam. This is beautiful.
Oh, we do love a helicam.
Webby now, 0.6 seconds behind Fushy Wushy. Sister team versus sister team. I'll be interested to know if there is team orders between the two teams. We'll have to see now, as Webby, coming down the main straight, will have, hopefully, the advantage. Whilst there is no DRS, maybe he's got enough ERS to fight this. He's only got 22%. Fushy Wushy, on the other hand, with 46, so plenty to defend for Fushy Wushy. But nope, there goes Webby into the first corner. Webby now up into 6th place. Beautiful overtake for the Alfa Romeo driver. Now, whilst he can still fight in contention, possibly for a podium. Certainly, still good points on the table for the constructors. In fact, has the constructors been guaranteed in someone's favor?
I think in tier 2, yes. Let me just confirm
Tier
that.
2, Aston Martin. No, Aston
Hits
Martin
Nasser!
172, Alpine 172, and Alfa Romeo with 162.
Yeah, that's right. This one is open to everyone. So Nasser deciding to pit then, and I can see why. Absolutely free pit stop. He's gonna have loads of space. No problem at all. He's got lovely fresh tires on, and now he might be able to undercut Panos. Or push Panos into making a mistake of risking a puncture.
So, something to note. Nazo was 1.5 seconds back coming out the pits. He's now 21, nearly 22 seconds. So it looks as though he's managed to park his car beautifully for the pit limiter line and lost no time in the wet compared to the dry stop.
Yeah, so he's absolutely nailed that now. We just got to watch that the ticker and see what kind of gap happens over the next couple of laps. I think it could depend on whether Panos pits here or not. If he doesn't, then Nazar's going to have.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. So Nazar's going to have a little bit of time now to try and close that gap and potentially exercise the undercut. And he's already cutting it down. That's half a second. He's already cut out of the lead. I don't think he's going to catch up. If Panos's tires do hold on. But if Panos's tires get to the point where they puncture, yeah, Nazar could be on for the win here. I mean, I think it was an easy decision to make. Nazar, I don't think, had the pace to overtake directly on track, and he had the free pit stop behind. So why not risk it? Put on the new tires, and then push, and then you put the ball in your opponent's court.
Certainly a good strategy call for Red Bull there.
Yep, for sure. And good news from Lobster. He's been driving quite a lonely race this race, but he's right on the gearbox of Pulse now, and looks like he's gonna make the move. Lobster will be happy he's actually seeing someone this race. I appreciate actually catching up to someone. He's gonna send it down the inside. Williams gives him the space. Still going to be side by side through turn 2 though, and 3. But okay. Williams held it around the outside, and is going to hold on to position for this lap. Oh, Richard!
What a dive and what a move
Wow!
into
That
9th place.
That is an Altosis move if ever I have seen one. I think that was a case of, oh no, I have braked too late. I'm gonna have to try and overtake, and oh, that worked. I think Lobster is just as surprised as we all were with that one. Yep, very, very interesting. Webby is gonna try and overtake Anatoly here, get himself up to P5. He's gonna go the long way.
He's got the inside line, and he's got the position. Beautiful move. Anatoly fighting
Oh,
back
does
there. He's
he?
got the inside
Yeah,
line.
Anatoly has the inside for turn 3. So, Webby's going to have to concede for this lap. Six to go. And Nazar has the gap down to 19.9 seconds to the lead. If Panos boxes now, he's almost guaranteed to come out behind the Red Bull. Oh, that's not the line there, Webby. That's the uber wide line.
Wishy back in this fight as well now.
He is. And he's going to want to try and use this battle ahead to see if he can make an overtake on Anatoly. They've been battling all race long.
Just 4.5 laps to go now. With a three-way battle for 5th place, all of whom have no penalties. The only drivers with penalties are Miz with 15 seconds of penalties.
Oh my days.
So Miz will actually find himself, what is that, down to P5?
I think he might drop down past Fishy Wishy down to P7, so Anatoly might be able to still get P4 here.
Then we've got Hen and C-Tac at the back there, unfortunately, with 9 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, interesting. We saw there in Tier 3 yesterday, quite a lot of drivers, in fact the majority of the grid, had track limit penalties.
You're welcome, I had the most. 17 seconds. You're welcome.
You did. You were a complete meme lord. Yeah, it seemed that track limits were extremely difficult on this track, but Tier 2 guys handling it very, very well indeed.
No pressure, Mav, but you gotta beat this now in Tier 1. No track limit warnings for you.
Oh, no track limit warnings? You know I am the track limit king. I always get track limit warnings.
And penalties.
Yes. But I will try.
Not much of a challenge, but try and beat 17 seconds. Go on.
Well, if I tried to do it, I probably wouldn't be able to, yeah. Looks like then the vast majority of drivers are going to try to take this right to the end with these intermediate tires. I'd love to know what the wear rate is on everyone's tires. Is anyone close to puncture territory? It certainly looks like the tires are getting very difficult to handle. Webby getting a little bit sideways on the throttle a few times.
%40 for Panos. Oh wait, no, you're sorry, you're what's it called, McLaren engineer. So 40% for Lewis on 21 lap old Inters.
Yeah, so it sounds like then there was
No one's gonna pit,
no
not
risk.
unless they somehow
Yeah,
spin and heat those tires up.
yeah, exactly. I think we're going to see no risk of punctures then. Um, I think
We're not gonna see
Nasser.
slicked intermediates.
We're not going to say slick intermediates, unfortunately. No. I think Nasser, he had to make that pit stop. He had to do something to try and get the win here, and it's given us at least a little bit of interesting strategy to the race. But yeah, due to the low tire wear, it looks like it's not really going to happen for him today, unless Panos really has pushed those tires far too hard.
Sinead reckons you can do almost a full race on Inters.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common for most. Ooh, see yellow flag there to the
And
final corner. I think that was, yep. And making a mistake, but gets back on underway. So thankfully, it's not another DNF. We're still going to have 10 runners in this race.
Nazar, how are you messaging in the chat and racing?
Oh my days!
Are you texting and driving, sir?
How dare you? Please no text and drive. Don't text and drive, kids.
But teach me the ways, please. That spicy food getting to you.
Yep.
Good.
What's really getting to me is that Webby doesn't seem to be able to make an attack on Anatoly here. We want to see a little bit of a battle, but yeah, Webby's close, but just not close enough.
I would love to learn this power, honestly. Sinead, maybe if you learn it, because you're the best of all of us, you could teach me.
What part is this?
The power of texting and driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh! Fushi tapping the rear tire of... oh, no, not Fushi. Webby, sorry. Tapping the rear tire of Anatoly. Thankfully, the contact didn't do anything. So, didn't result in a spin out.
I hope you mean a non-alcoholic drink there, Nazar. Because you're breaking two laws at once then, if this was real-life driving.
And if it's alcoholic...
Stay hydrated, though, kids.
yes, do stay hydrated.
Miss with
If it's
another time
alcoholic...
penalty. Now to
ooh,
18 seconds.
ouch.
So Webby will
Yeah.
now be... Oh, Webby's got 3 seconds.
Unfortunate for the Alpha Man. So even if he does make it past Anatoly, he's not really going to be able to make up enough time. It's unfortunate that the championship contention, didn't really go down to the wire. The fact that these guys made it to the final race 1 point apart, it just goes to show how hard these guys are pushing. And it's amazingly competitive. Wonderful to see. But it's been Panos' day.
It has. It really has been. I mean, Nazar, oh, his Webby goes very wide there. Naza, as you mentioned in the chat, like he hit for the memes, but I mean, it was also probably the best call. As you
Well,
mentioned, he
yeah,
had the
I think.
time as Webby. What
Yeah.
has happened to Webby there?
Oh, oh, unfortunate. And Panos, doing a little loop at the end there. Beautiful stuff. Lovely donut right at the end. Panos then wins and is our tier 2 champion for season 4. Barring anything from Stewart's review, but I think that was absolutely perfectly clean from Panos today. He just controlled that from start to finish. Nazar then brings it home P2. Looks like Lewis is going to be able to bring it home P3 here then, and does. So Lewis, with that amazing start right at the very start of the race, he is going to be on that podium. So absolutely brilliant result from McLaren. Double points finish for McLaren here today, with Lobster getting himself 2 points there. Anatoly gets promoted up to P4. Mitzi then finishes P5. Webby, as a result of those time penalties, doesn't quite make it past Mitzi, so is gonna have to settle for P6. Fushy Wushy, P7. Hen's gonna be P8. Lobster P9, and Pulse coming away with the final point here in Mexico.
Webby really did go exploring there. I want to know. Perhaps maybe just understandably so, just got a bit frustrated with the game at the end there.
Yeah, potentially so. I mean, he was definitely going to get P2 either way, wasn't he? So, potentially a little bit of frustration coming through. But still, despite the problems, he showed that Phoenix spirit and really fought right to the end. And that's what we like to see. We would like to see the drivers, fighting no matter how hard it gets, and taking it right to the end. Because that's what it's all about. You never know what can happen in racing. Yeah. But as I say, Panos' day takes away maximum points. Pole, win, and fastest lap. So brilliant result there for the Alpha Man, or Aston Man
No,
rather.
no, Alpha win. Way! But that was I was heartbreaking for Webby, but also a brilliant drive for Panos. The game is terrible, Webby. I agree with you there. The game is quite terrible. But I think I'm about ready for some interviews. I want to jump straight in with our race
In
winner.
that case, I will dip. Thank you very much. I've been Maverick, and I
Wow.
will see you on track for Tier 1. Bye.
Leaving before the interviews. Okay, I see how it is. Well, let's get Panos in here, shall we? Panos, that was that was quite a comfortable race for you, surely.
I'm very happy, first of all, to be to win the championship, and the race was pretty good, except for the start with a very big moment, and also Lewis getting an absolute massive start, and also I don't know what happened to Webby, but I saw him disconnecting a couple of times, so we didn't get the battle we wanted to, so that's very unlucky from him, honestly. But yeah, well, in the end, it is what it is, and yeah, it was a decent race.
Webby was saying that he was having desync everywhere and had no grip with the lag. Very
Oh,
unfortunate race for him.
yeah, very unlucky. I mean, I was looking forward to having a nice battle with him, but in the end, no.
Well, you are the tier 2 champion, and I could be wrong here, but if my maths is correct, you are also the constructors championship winner.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah,
Aston Martin on top for tier 2. How's that for you? I mean, I kind of wish your team principal could be here, but I don't think
yeah,
Nadim wants to join.
yeah. Nadim sitting, so
Fair enough.
yeah, but yeah, definitely very happy. We already started off with a great season in round 1, and to end it with another win is just the great end. Sadly, though, Nadim made a couple of mistakes, but he did have the pace to get a 1-2. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love the Aston Martin team. Sadly, I'll be going to McLaren next season, but I definitely absolutely love them. I mean, we help each other so much. We're just a great community, great teammates. But yeah, hard work in the end pays out, and that's why we ended up winning constructors and the driver championship.
Well, congratulations. I'm pretty certain, actually, this was a Grand Slam because you got pole in qualifying, the fastest lap in the race, and you won the race. So I think, yeah, that is a Grand Slam to finish your Aston Martin career. I'm
Yeah, I
sure
mean,
McLaren are definitely looking forward to having you in their Tier 2 lineup.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, to finish it with the Grand Slam as well, I didn't realize that is also the best ending you could have. Oh, you could have.
Don't worry, none of us heard that.
No one heard it. It never happened.
Well, that was, for the most part, that was quite an interesting race. At some point, it did look as though Nadim could definitely fight you for the win there. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, halfway through, I mean, I say unfortunately, you guys were fighting constantly. Lewis, yourself, and Nadim fighting for pole position, for pole position, for first
yeah,
place.
yeah, definitely.
Constant 2-place changes between the three of you. I mean, that must have been stressful, the three of you
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah, it was pretty stressful. I was very annoyed with a mistake I made. I thought I was going to go into the wall, and that would be the end. Luckily, no. But we had a great battle. Sadly, though, with the rain, the field got a bit more mixed up, and the gaps started to form. But it was a great battle, and I really enjoyed it. More, yeah, this was pretty much the most battles I've had in the last 3 races, I think. Um, but yeah, it was definitely nice to have a battle like that. And also,
Well, you
yeah,
enjoy this nice, and there we go. The team principals here,
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
here.
Nadim.
yeah,
You must be very proud, but also very sad that Panos, not only does he get a Grand Slam for his last race with sorry, proud that he wins the championship and he gets a Grand Slam at the final race of the season, but sad as he will now be leaving you for McLaren.
I mean, it is quite sad, unfortunately, but nevertheless, an amazing season. This particular one. So, I mean, yeah, will be missed most definitely. But yeah, what we get the constructors as well. Yeah, really thankful for everything that he's done this season for us as a team, and we hope we can see him sooner or later coming back to us
yeah. And
down
also
the
looking
line.
forward to battling you on track, as rivals this time, not as teammates. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that is gonna be a quite a different vibe, but yeah, it's gonna add to the excitement.
yeah, true.
And Nadim, whilst we have you here, we noticed that you lost your front wing at some point during the race. Was that actually what happened, or is that just a graphical glitch on our end?
Oh no, that definitely did happen. Yeah, I was running with no front wing for like seven laps. For some reason, was able to keep up, but yeah, I just got a little bit bored and I lost concentration and just made another mistake. And I said, I'm not gonna really risk anything. I'm just gonna retire in the pits.
Fair
But
enough.
nevertheless, unfortunately, I don't know what happened to Webby, but uh, yeah, I mean, we saw him. He was up there, and then I don't know. Was there any connection issue or something? Or
I believe his game has been having troubles today, and is having a lot of desync and a lot of disconnect problems.
all right. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
hopefully
by
we
no
can.
fault of his own, thank you EA. You're amazing at nothing. Webby lost, I think, 6 or 7 positions at the start of the race due to disconnects.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully next season we'll have a better battle than this season. I think hopefully, I don't know, but the P2 guy, Nazer Kader, was also pretty quick, so he might also be challenging for the championship next season. So I think we'll
If
have
he's there.
multiple people, yeah, if he's there, but I think we'll have multiple people fighting for the championship next season, which will be very interesting to see.
Indeed, it
Yeah,
will be.
most
Well,
definitely.
thank you for joining me. I do have to move on. We got Tier 1 in just over 15 minutes, so thank you for joining us. Well done, Panos, again. Champion for Tier 2 with a Grand Slam to finish it off. I look forward to checking out the battles that we'll have in store for next season.
Yeah, thank you.
Once teammates, now rivals.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's see if we can get our second place driver in here. Naza, that was an incredible drive, mate. You qualified 5th place. You came through. You had enough, as you said in chat, it was a pit stop for memes. You had enough time behind you to pit for fresh tires. How was that for you?
It was a decent race, to be honest. I got a pretty good start on the hards, and then was just calm. I was behind the two Aston Martins and Lewis, and I was just chilling. To be honest, there's not much I could do. I was just trying to keep up with them on the hards, and then somehow the rain came super early. I was not expecting that, and then yeah, the Inters was just Panos was just too fast. So I just stayed behind and then pitted for memes as I said. But yeah, it was decent, quite boring, but P2 I guess. I'll take it.
But you certainly showed the pace. I'm hoping you'll be racing with us next season.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm
Who
not
knows?
sure yet.
Well, hopefully a team principal notices the pace and the potential that you have and gives you a seat for next season, because I think you can definitely be a contender for the championship next season.
Yeah,
Without
I hope
doubt.
so. I'll try to be more active next season than in this one. I'll try.
Well, certainly a good way to finish off this season.
Yeah,
finishing
definitely.
2nd place after qualifying 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats for
Nice.
that. Great points for Red Bull. And enjoy the season break next week. Come
Yeah,
back
I will.
into the next season with Azerbaijan for the first race. Do you think that's a strong track for you? If you do manage to get yourself a full-time seat?
Baku, it's definitely not my favorite to race at, but I'm decent at it, I guess. I hope I'll be able, if I race, I hope I'll be able to challenge the at least top 3. But I'll definitely need some practice before the race.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me in this interview. I look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you next season.
Yeah, me too.
Now let's get our 3rd place winner and his engineer, Lewis. That was brilliant. You qualified 4th. You were fighting for the lead of the race with the 2 Aston Martins, and then you finished on the podium step. How was that race for you?
It was the perfect end to a season. Yes, got a really good launch off the start. Managed to get into 1st. I knew I wasn't going to end 1st, so I just sort of tried to keep them behind as long as possible. And then the rain came, got a bit lucky with Nadim, and then from there I wasn't challenged at all and managed to bring it home in 3rd.
And Cthulhu, how was that race for you as an engineer to Lewis?
I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. He did pretty much everything I could have asked of him. I will say it was unfortunate with what happened to Webby, because a short conversation after he got into the lead was it was going to be interesting to watch that battle through the rearview mirror for at least a couple of laps, and then we didn't get to actually watch any battling, unfortunately.
Indeed. I mean, you put in... I have to go back to qualifying, though, Lewis. You certainly surprised me, because you put in a blistering lap. One of the few drivers to put in a 1:16 lap on the timing sheet. I mean, you must have put in a near-perfect lap for yourself.
I genuinely had no clue where I came from, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I saw I was a 10th off Nadim, and I thought going into the last run I could potentially chip him to P3, but unfortunately I lost the rear going into the S's. But the lap before that I was very happy with, and I'll happily take P4 on the grid. And being the inside of the track, and usually I have decent starts, so I was hoping that I could jump up a couple of places at the line, which I managed to do.
I mean, it certainly was very interesting to see you lead the race for a couple laps there, or at least a lap.
Yeah,
Quite a
it
tough
was,
fight with the Aston Martins.
Yeah, it was good fun having that opportunity to lead for a bit. Obviously, I lost it in the end, but I managed to get back past, I think it was Nadim for a lap, because he lost the rear. But it was fun having a chance at a battle at the lead.
I mean, hey, you got a podium, so it was a brilliant race for you. And Maverick,
yeah, I've waited a whole season for a podium, so nice to get
Yeah.
one.
Perfect timing for the end of the season.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and absolutely brilliant stuff from Lewis today. Very good drive. To bring home those points and get that podium. So congratulations to him there. Very proud as of our McLaren boys this season. And Lobster stepping in at the last moment as well to secure some points too. We really struggled today, but he did what every McLaren driver does: get stuck in, keep pushing, no matter what, and you bring home the results, no matter how hard it gets. So, appreciation goes to Lobster as well, and shout out to Panax too. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to race today. But he's been instrumental in putting this season together as well. So the guys, again, are they're going to be in the Hall of Fame. So absolutely incredible result there, guys. Well done.
Thank you, mate.
Well, we've got a special interview now before we close it off with the Alfa Romeo team principal, Suffocating, aka Ollie. I mean, I completely feel for you, the heartbreak for what that Webby went through with the terrible game that we have to play with. EA being able to get their connections perfect. Other than that, are you still proud of your drivers? They still managed to fight quite well, and Webby back up into P6 for some good points. Unfortunately, still though, not the top of the constructors. Still P2 though, so still a good trophy on the wall.
Yeah, still a great debut season for me as a team principal and Joe as a team principal as well. Just unfortunate about all the disconnects. It would have been, 3 or 4 disconnects?
At least.
Which took Webby down to, 6th, 7th position, which just became insurmountable at the end. So, but, yeah, credit to Webby for sticking through all the issues and things like that. And, yeah, unfortunately, over 9,000 retired in the pits after a bit of an incident with another driver. And he won't be staying on with Alfa Romeo next season, so I just want to say a massive thank you to over 9,000 if he is watching, hopefully.
Well, that is not it for Webby, is it? I've been told that we have Webby reserving in for Tier 1 with Alfa Romeo.
Yep.
So we're still going to have the fight for Webby in Tier 1. Certainly will be interesting. Hopefully, the redemption race for him. Certainly
let's see what he can do.
Well, thank you for joining me, Ollie. We'll have to cut it here because we got Tier 1 just around the corner. So I look forward to seeing what you have in store for us in Tier 1.
See ya.
And last but not least, let's get Miz in here. Miz, if I'm not mistaken, this was your debut race with Phoenix, was it not? Miz? I can't hear anything from you.
Hello.
Hello, there we go. This is your first race with us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that was a brilliant race. I mean, you qualified 12th, but then you managed to climb your way back up into 5th place. That was superb. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was a good race, but shit qualifying. I could not set a lap in without getting out of the circuit and stuff like that. But my race did go okay, but I struggled for grip at the dries. But then it got a bit wet. Then I had the traction. Then I was fast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that race. I mean, you certainly put on a show for some of the drivers. You managed to climb, 7 places.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And huge points for the team as well, for Red Bull.
Yeah. It was a good race. I love it. I love the race in Tier 2 also.
Well, that's great to hear. Hopefully, we will see you racing again with us next season. In fact, you've been signed with Haas, I think it was?
Yeah, Correct. I'll
So
be
we will
at
see
heart.
you racing in the white for next season. So that certainly will be interesting to see. I think you're definitely someone to keep an eye on in contention for the drivers' championship next season. So I
Yeah, I
certainly do
hope.
look forward to that. Do you think the season opener, Azerbaijan, Baku, do you think that's a strong track for you or a meh track?
It's not my best track, but it's also not my worst. So I think I can get some good points in Azerbaijan, and I hope
Well,
I can do it for the team.
Well, I certainly do look forward to it. I have to wrap it up here. So thank you for joining us for the last race
You're
of
welcome.
season 4, and I look forward to seeing you race in contention for the championship next season.
Yeah, I will hope. And thank you.
Thank you. And that is it for Tier 2. That has been a fairly interesting race, to say the least. Very unfortunate for Webby to see him fall so far down the order to no fault of his own. It is just EA and their amazing programming skills. Hopefully, for F1 23, we'll have less problems. We can only hope. We will have to find out. Please don't go anywhere. The briefing for Tier 1 will be starting in around about 5 minutes. I will go live in about 20 minutes. And I will be commentating, hopefully with someone, hopefully not by myself, for Tier 1. Tier 1 is one of our most competitive tiers to date. It is the only tier where we restrict practically all of the assists off. The only assist enabled for our drivers is the racing line on, along with manual with suggested gears, whereas every other assist is off. So these drivers are the best of the best, and they are daring enough to race with no help from the game. So I certainly do look forward to seeing that. Thank you for joining for Tier 2, and I'll see you in a bit for Tier 1.